This weekend we are in
The Fallas, Valencia, Spain. So we are so happy we have come for the most important week, the most important festival in Valencia, which is called the Fallas. We have come just for the weekend, so today is Saturday, we are going tomorrow Sunday, but we expect to cover like a lot, hopefully. It's 11:30 and already like so much environment on the street, so many people. At 2 is the famous Mascletà, so we're just going to make a bit of time now and start walking towards the like council plaza. That is where the Mascletà happens. Yeah, we are very excited.
Yes,
super
it's
good
already
weather, very sunny.
getting packed full of people. There's a lot of people around the town. It's nice and sunny. There's lots happening around us already, and we're really looking forward to it. It's my first time in the city as well, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so let's go check it out.
But first, we drop off our bags at our hotel, Les Play Valencia. It is right in the center in the historic Plaza de la Reina. The building itself is old and full of character. The service was honestly amazing, and we would definitely stay here again next time we are in Valencia. Once we checked in, we headed out to see the Mascletà.
So we're just walking towards the main council hall. It's packed full of people already, but there's like about 2 hours to go before the event even begins. So it's crazy. And there's a lot of people who have come down just for the celebrations, and it's a great atmosphere with music and I don't know, all sorts of stuff happening around here. So quite excited.
The Plaza del Ayuntamiento. It's 12:15. The Mascletà starts at 2, but we are already like in our corner. We are just below an Indian restaurant. We are just having a beer. There is a lot of environment here, so we will enjoy until 2. 3 minutes now. Down now after waiting more than 2 hours and a half. This is going to start. They have already like put like some fireworks, and I am already like very scared. I think it's going to be so much noise. Okay guys, so we just finished watching the Mascletà, which was absolutely amazing. First time in my life, first time for Sujit as well.
So yeah, it was incredible.
It was absolutely crazy. It was
especially the end.
good.
I loved the end, the way it was, like everything going off at the same time, bang, 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 bang.
When we were very close, actually, you could feel, like the floor like moving and all the environment, like you could feel like the vibes of the fireworks. It was crazy. I don't know how these people do this. I think since 1st of March, one woman told me.
After a quick beer to recharge ourselves, we were back on the mission, discovering Las FALLAS. This is Valencia's most iconic festival, and it's truly something else. The name Fallas actually refers to the massive, intricate monuments made of wood and paper mache that fill the city's streets and squares, only to eventually go up in flames. The tradition dates back to when the locals would burn old furniture to celebrate the arrival of spring. Now, there's hundreds of fires across the city. Each fire usually follows a theme and consists of numerous sculptures which tell their own story. They often depict famous people to critique current affairs, always with a dose of humor, satire and creativity. Some of the best ones are in the Convento de Jerusalén and the neighbourhood of Rusafa. And seeing it all at night? that's next level. Lights everywhere, fireworks and firecrackers going off non-stop, and this wild electric energy in every corner of the city.
Hello guys! So we are back having a walk here in the streets of Valencia, looking the fallas.
In the evening, everything is properly lit up, the city is buzzing, it's full of people, and we're just visiting every corner of the city, because in every street, more or less every other street, you have a falla, and it's really cool to see because you can just walk around town visiting one after the other and enjoy a beer along the way.
Whilst you keep hearing like the fireworks.
The fireworks, the people, the lights, the installations, it's insane. Yeah, it's really cool.
So many people,
Really
honestly.
cool.
Like I feel like there should be like a couple of million of people today in the streets of Valencia. Let's continue the walk. We absolutely love walking through the streets. There were groups playing batucadas, the sound of drums filling the air, fallas all around us, bright lights, food trucks, drinks, music, and so many people just enjoying themselves. The atmosphere was amazing. We spent the next few hours doing just that, wandering around and soaking up the vibe. And of course, we had to join the party at some point and hit the dance floor. It was so fun. Yes guys, so we have come here to have breakfast. This is called Horchateria Chocolateria Santa Catalina. It's in the city center, just like 30 seconds from where we were staying. This is a very, very famous place because it has more than 200 years apparently. So we have just ordered a typical Spanish breakfast with hot chocolate. So this is buñuelos, it's called buñuelos. This you would dip in the hot chocolate. And then we have ordered this, which is super typical in Valencia. This is called fartons, which is like a long puff pastry, and it can be like empty, like without anything, or here we have ordered with chocolate and with cream. And then this, which is the most typical thing in Valencia as well, is called horchata. We also have this in my town, in Cieza. It's very typical, like the horchaterias from Valencia. So let's eat. So let's see how he's eating his buñuelo with chocolate. This is almost like the tortas del reventón that we were having in my town.
It's like melted chocolate, thick and
Really?
really tasty. Look at that. But it's good, it's not too sweet. It's really, really good.
How is the buñuelo? Is it soft?
It's very light. It's not heavy at all. Like I thought it'd be really heavy because it looks like a donut. But the dough is so light, and it's even the chocolate is not too sweet, so it's really nice.
After breakfast, we made our way to the Plaza de la Virgen to see the preparations for the Virgen de los Desamparados, who happens to be the patron saint of Valencia. They were setting up the huge wooden structure that would soon be covered in thousands of flowers, each one brought by people from all over the city during the Ofrenda de Flores. Over the 17th and 18th of March, the flowers are placed one by one, creating a beautiful floral mantle for the Virgen, and the design changes every year. Unfortunately, we didn't catch the actual offering since we came a bit earlier, but just seeing the setup was already something special. From there, we kept exploring the fallas. The streets were buzzing with music, parades of the falleros in traditional dresses, and processions passing by. The energy was non-stop. We ended our day with one last beer, sitting back and watching the parades go by. The perfect way to take it all in one last time. The whole experience was honestly incredible. If you ever get the chance, you have to see the fallas at least once in your life. Valencia is a city full of sunshine, beautiful architecture, and some of the warmest, most welcoming people you'll ever meet. After that, well, we were hungry, so off we went to find something delicious to eat.
So walking down to town, we found this really amazing place called Cafe Infanta. It's quite traditional, and the Interiors are fantastic. It looks so nice. We were quite lucky actually because it started raining a lot as we were walking down, and then we just happened to find this cafe. We had to wait for a bit because it's really busy, really popular.
Yeah, so we have just stayed here 1 day and a half, and I think we have covered pretty much of the festival of Fallas here in Valencia. There are much more to see in the city. You have like the oceanographic and the
Science Museum?
Science museum, but it's called like the City of the Arts and the Science, which is super cool. You have also the beach area. You have, you can go and watch football if you're a big fan of football like Sujit.
Yeah.
So there is much more to see in the city, but this time we only came for the Fallas. We are going to return 100%. I have been in the city before. For Sujit was the first time, so we still have to cover a lot of things.
Yeah, I really love the city. Like, it's big, it's grand, like the architecture seems superb. The people are really friendly, really nice.
Really friendly.
Everyone we've met has been so nice, so genuine, really wanting us to see like the best part of the city and the festival in general. Like, there were so many people who were just explaining to us what the festival is about, or what we, when we went to see the Mascletà yesterday, there was this group of people who were talking to Sarah for so long when they were explaining everything to us. And the place where we stayed, the guy was so friendly. He told us basically where to go, what to do. So
actually,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, so actually one thing that happened to me whilst we were waiting for the Mascletà yesterday, we were there in the plaza ready at 12:15 or so, and that starts exactly at 2. So there was almost like 2 hours of waiting time, like, standing up because you cannot even move.
Yeah.
So then it was just behind us, there was a bar that they were selling beers and so on, so we just have few. And then we just ran out of cash because the card machine was not working. So then one girl that was next to me offered to buy me a beer. She said like, yeah, I'll do it for you, don't worry, it's Fallas. And she invited us to a couple of beers because we didn't have cash. So you can see how people are really welcoming.
And then you told her, I'll pay you like once we are done from here. And then she like, don't worry
there is
about
nothing
it.
to pay, it's Fallas,
like,
it's fine, enjoy. So that was very nice.
It's really cool. And I love the general vibe of the city. There's a lot of history, there's a lot of, great parts to the city. Whatever you're looking for, is it like, be it really good restaurants, cafes to hang out, or go out in the night, it's got it all. It looks like a brilliant city, but we need to come again.
It has an airport, obviously, so you have a lot of international flights as well. So it's very easy to get to Valencia. It's really worth it.
Yeah, and the Fallas, especially if you don't mind the huge crowds and the big celebrations and everything, we would really recommend you to come during this time.
So the main time of the Fallas festival is the Saturday before 18th of March, and then towards till 18th of March. So it's actually like 5 days or so. Obviously they are like the whole month celebrating, like since 1st of May they are, starting like the Fallas, like finalizing the things, and they have like Mascletàs also every day, but the proper days of festival is 5 days or so. So you can come like 3 or 4 days that weekend before 18. You could come for a couple of days. At least
like we've
2-3 days will be fine.
For a couple of days, and we have seen quite a lot. We really enjoyed our time because the whole city is celebrating. There's people out on the streets like every hour of the day. Like yesterday we were out in the night like so late, but there was parties, there was people outside enjoying, celebrating, eating. It's a really nice environment. So even during the Fallas, if you come for like a weekend, even if it's the weekend or a couple of days,
it will be worth it.
It will be.
And then if you want to see the city, probably 4 days or so.
We would advise pre-booking if you're coming for the Fallas, because the hotel prices do tend to go up, shoot up during that time. So you need to probably plan in advance if you don't want to shell out a lot of money. But it's totally worth it. Big thumbs up from us.
Amun Valencia!